High net worth individuals have assets greater than national budget. Welcome to Watchzilla. Today here's the list of the 10 richest Filipinos as of 2019, according to Forbes. A list of richest Filipinos shows that the top 10 people have assets valued at $73.895 billion to $2 billion, or 102 billion pesos, more than $71.77 billion, or 3.662 trillion pesos entire national budget of the Philippines in 2019. Number 10, Andrew Tan. Andrew Tan, a Chinese-Filipino billionaire, chairs an industrial conglomerate Alliance Global, a holding company with interests in food and beverage, gaming and real estate. The son of a factory worker, Tan built his fortune developing large apartment complexes around Manila. Alliance Global owns the country's McDonald's franchise and listed brandy company Imperator. He is also the chairman of a property developer Empire East Land Holding Incorporated. Tan's son Kevin is chief executive of Alliance Global and chief strategy officer of Megaworld, which is a real estate developer. In 2011, Forbes magazine rated him fourth on the list of the Philippines' 40 richest, with an estimated net worth of $2 billion. As of May 2018, Forbes magazine ranks him as the 10th wealthiest person in the Philippines, with his net worth of $2.6 billion. Number 9, Tai siblings. The Tai siblings, Arthur, Alfred, Alessandra, and Jeanette, are children of the late banking tycoon, George Tai, who founded Metro Bank in 1963. The elder Tai later formed GT Capital, now one of Philippines' biggest conglomerates with interests in banking, auto, property development, power generation and insurance. The siblings' fortune is comprised of stakes held in the publicly listed GT Capital and Metropolitan Bank and Trust. Eldest son of Arthur, who is poised to be the successor, chairs Metro Bank and was conferred the Asian Banker CEO Leadership Achievement Award for the Philippines in 2019. Number 8, Ramon Ang. A Chinese-Filipino businessman, Ramon Ang is the president and chief executive officer of Top Frontier Investment Holdings Incorporated, the largest shareholder of one of the nation's oldest conglomerate, San Miguel. Originally a brewer, San Miguel is now a leader in food and beverages, but the bulk of its revenue comes from power and infrastructure businesses. He is also the chairman of Cyber Bay Corporation and also owns a substantial stake in Eagle Cement, which he took public in 2016. To grow his cement business amid Philippines' infrastructure boom, his San Miguel announced it will acquire an 87.7% stake in Wholesome Philippines. He started out by fixing and selling used Japanese car and truck engines. Later, with Eduardo Cojuangco, now a billionaire, he sold aluminum wheels. Ang was elected vice chairman of San Miguel Corporation in January 1999. In June 2012, he gained control of San Miguel Corporation after acquiring the shares owned by Eduardo Cojuangco Jr., a fellow Filipino businessman and politician. Ang holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Mechanical Engineering from Far Eastern University. Number 7, Tony Tancak Chong. Tony Tancak Chong is a Filipino billionaire businessman. The founder and chairman of Jollibee Food, one of the world's fastest-growing Asian restaurant chains. Tan founded Jollibee in 1978 after having started it as an ice cream parlor in 1975. Jollibee operates more than 3,300 stores in the Philippines and more than 2,600 branches overseas. Jollibee sells Filipino, Chinese, American and European dishes adapted to a quick-serve and affordable format. He expanded and acquired Greenwich Pizza Corporation, as well as Red Ribbon, Chowking, Manong Pepe's and Mang Inasal. Tan, through his holding company, Honey Star Holdings Corporation, invested in Injapland Corporation, and with his partner Ed Garcia II, Kak Chong also owns a stake in the fast-growing Double Dragon Properties. Number 6, Lucio Tan. Lucio Tan, 85, is a Chinese-Filipino born in Fujian, China. He is the founder and chairman of the $1.1 billion Sales LT Group, which has interests in tobacco, banking, airline, beverages, and property development. Tan started as a chemical engineer at Far East University, where he mopped floors to put himself through college. In 1982, Tan established Asia Brewery. Now a subsidiary of LT Group, the brewery was the only one then to compete with the market leader San Miguel. In April 2017, President Duterte accused Tan of owing the Philippine government nearly $600 million in taxes. In 2013, Forbes magazine listed him as the second richest billionaire from the Philippines with a net worth of $7.5 billion. Number 5, Jaime Zabal de Ayala. Jaime is a Filipino businessman and an art photographer. He chaired his family's Ayala group until retiring in 2006 when his son, Jaime II, took over. Now Jaime's 7 children control more than one-third of the $3.9 billion revenue conglomerate. His grandfather started with a distillery in Manila, then expanded the business into banking, real estate, hotels, telecommunications, and education. Number 4. Enrique Razon Jr. Enrique Razon is the 4th richest Filipino on the Forbes billionaires list. He chairs the International Container Terminal Services, the country's leading terminal operator. It also has subsidiaries in Eastern Europe, Africa, and the Americas. Razon's grandfather began with a port in Manila in 1916. Razon's dad rebuilt the business after World War II. Razon transformed it into a global giant. His hospitality firm, Bloomberry Resorts Company, features its crown jewel, the Soler Casino and Resort, a $1.2 billion integrated resort complex in the Philippines' entertainment city. The International Container Terminal Services and Bloomberry Resorts Company are both listed in the Philippine Stock Exchange. Number 3. John Gokingway Jr. John Gokingway Jr. was a Filipino billionaire businessman and philanthropist. He died in November 2019 at the age of 93 after building a business empire that includes Cebu Pacific, Robinson Retail Holdings, and Universal Robina Corporation. He was the 3rd richest person in the Philippines. He was the founder of JG Summit, which has interests in airlines, telecommunications, banking, food, power generation, petrochemicals, beverages, livestock farming and property. His brother James Go chairs JG Summit. His children Lance, Robina, Lisa, Marcia, Faith, and Hope have taken charge of running different parts of the business group. Gokingway's only son, Lance, is its chief executive officer. The cornstarch plant he started in 1957 has grown into Universal Robina Corporation, one of the country's largest food and beverage companies. His eldest daughter, Robina, is the president of the family's Robinson Retail Holdings, Philippines' 2nd largest multi-format retailer. Number 2. Manuel Vilier. Manuel Manny Vilier is a Filipino billionaire businessman. Vilier was born to a middle-class family in Tondo, an impoverished and densely populated district of Manila. As a child, Manuel helped his mom sell seafood in a Manila market. After graduating from the University of the Philippines, he worked as an accountant and financial analyst, then launched a highly successful business in real estate. He is the chairman of Star Malls, one of Philippines' largest mall operators, and Vista and Landscapes, the country's largest homebuilder. The family-owned Golden Haven Memorial Park, a property developing affiliate of Vista Land, focuses on parks. It went public in June 2016. In December 2017, his company acquired Bria Homes, a developer of mass housing projects and condos, and changed its name to Golden Bria. Vilier's companies have built over 200,000 homes, and his business career made him the 2nd wealthiest person in the Philippines. Vilier entered politics in 1992 when he was elected congressman representing the district of Las Piñas Muntinlupa and later became Speaker of the House of Representatives. As Speaker, he presided over the impeachment of President Joseph Estrada by the House of Representatives in 2000. In 2001, he was elected senator and served as Senate President from 2006 to 2008. He was the candidate of the Nacionalista Party in the 2010 president election, which was won by Benigno Aquino III. Vilier's wife, Cynthia Vilier, is a senator in the Philippines. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 1. C siblings. The 6 C siblings, Teresita, Elizabeth, Henry Jr., Hans, Herbert, and Harley, inherited their fortune from their late father Henry C. Sr. Their combined net worth is comprised largely of stakes held in the group's publicly traded SM Investments and SM Prime. SM traces its roots to Henry Sr., who sold overrun shoes in 1958 at a store in Manila he aptly called Shoemart. Today SM is one of Southeast Asia's largest conglomerates, with interests in department stores, supermarkets, banks, hotels, real estate, and mining. While daily operations are now managed by outside professionals, the siblings sit on the group's boards and guide SM's overall strategy. The family's total fortunes in 2017 was $12.7 billion, slightly down from $13.7 billion in 2016, but up from $9.1 billion in 2012. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watchzilla and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.